Assalamualaikum students, I am your science teacher. Hope you all are doing well. It's our science time. What shall we do during our science time? We observe, we compare, we use our eyes, we use our ears, hands, nose and the tongue. Basically, we use our five senses, that are eyes, nose, hand, tongue, ears. Eyes for seeing, nose for smell, hand for touching, tongue for taste and ears for hearing sound. In this picture you are seeing some candies, dal and some soft drinks. In this online module we are going to discuss about the chapter mixtures and the solutions. Now, what is a mixture? A mixture is made up of two or more types of atoms that are not chemically combined together. When two or more substances are mixed but not chemically joined together, then a mixture is formed. Mixture can take many forms. It can be liquid, solid, or a gas. Mixtures can usually be separated easily. For example, we have a mixture of iron filling and a sulfur. It can be easily separated by using a magnet to attract the iron fillings. Here are some pictures that can be easily separated by hand, and these are the pictures of mixture. Now we will discuss about solutions. A solution is a type of a mixture. Solutions are made by mixing a solid and a liquid. If the solid dissolves, it spreads out in a minute particles throughout the liquid, so they can no longer be seen. The amount of solid that will dissolve in a liquid depends upon the amount of the liquid used and the temperature of the liquid. A solution is a homogeneous mixture that combines a solute and a solvent. Now, what is solute and what is solvent? The solid part that gets dissolved is known as a solute, or we can say that a smaller amount is known as a solute, that is salt or a sugar. And what is solvent? The liquid part that does the dissolving is known as a solvent, such as water. The larger material is known as a solvent. Here solute is a salt and the solvent is water. Salt, when dissolved in a water, it makes salt solution. Here solute is a salt and the solvent is a water. Do all solute dissolve in a solvent? Here is group activity. Work cooperatively and silently. This is your science project. The material you required: plastic glass, water, spoon, stirrer and a flour. And the procedure is: prepare a glass, fill the glass with a half-filled water, then add a spoon of flour into the glass and then stir. Observe and describe what happened. These are the questions that I have given you. You have to answer them in your loose sheet. Next, we are going to discuss about the soluble and the insoluble. Substances that dissolve each other if they like each other. A substance that will dissolve is said to be soluble, and the one which does not dissolve is known as insoluble. Solids that do not dissolve in the water are called as insoluble material, while the solids or anything that dissolve in a water or any another phase is known as soluble. Here small difference is that insoluble do not like each other while soluble like each other, like humans. Do all solid dissolve in a liquid? What do you call the solids that do not dissolve in a liquid? Here we discuss about saturated versus unsaturated. A solution containing the maximum amount of a solute that can be dissolved in a particular solvent at a particular temperature. It means that, for example, a sugar that dissolves in a solvent such as water at a particular temperature. Unsaturated means a solution into which more solute can be dissolved. For example, salt that dissolves in a water, maximum salt can be dissolved into a water. While the supersaturated, a solution in which more solute is dissolved than in a saturated solution. Now we will discuss about the suspensions. A heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but get suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. The particles in the suspensions are larger than those found in the solutions. Components of a suspension can be evenly distributed by a mechanical means like shaking, but the components will settle out. For example, we have water and sand. It makes suspension because sand does not dissolve in a water and always suspended in a water. Sand particles will always suspended in the water. Why do medicines suspensions need to be shaken before they can be taken out? Because it is called a suspension drug. This means that the drug is in a suspension vehicle and it will settle when left alone. So it has to be shaken to disperse the drug throughout the syrup. If you took it without the shaking, you just got the plain syrup, and most of the medicines was probably settled at the bottom of your container. Now, sediment. Insoluble particles will settle at the bottom of the liquid, forming a sediment. Here you can see that picture, solution in which particles will get dissolved properly and solution will be clear. While in suspension, the particles are spread throughout the solution, throughout the water. And sediment is the particles will settle down at the bottom of the glass. Now we will discuss about the dilute and versus the concentrated. We can add a little or a lot of solute. For example, putting a spoon of sugar into a cup of tea. A solution with a large amount of solute is known as a concentrated solution. And a solution with only a small amount of a solute is known as a dilute solution. I hope you get this lecture. If you have any problem, you can ask me. And this is your homework. You have to do textbook work. Do page number 85 and 82 of your textbook in your copies, and also do your activity book work, that is on page number 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 and 41. And your deadline is Tuesday. You have to submit your science homework on Tuesday. After that, I will not give you any marks. Thank you.